Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Bahashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Aquath that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,000, the 1/3, the hopeful elect of Israel. All right. And I'm the brother Yashawan. All right. This lesson is going to go into pretty much how I got kicked out of GMS. Okay, and this happened in, it would be like 2013, 2012, 2013, right around then. So, and the whole story goes, I was on the internet. I was looking for the truth after my divorce. And so I started looking for a quote unquote black Jesus. And it led me to the Israelites that were putting up videos on the internet at the time on YouTube. And everybody was selling the truth. There was ISUPK, there was IUIC, they were selling the truth, bubble-eyed blackfish. Everybody's trying to get some money at the end of the video. Oh, I'll sell you the breakdown for $15. And I'm like, okay, well, where is that not present? Where is someone not selling the truth? And the Spirit led me to Great Millstone, and I started learning from Great Millstone in '08. It was like February, March of '08. And '09, I went to, I kept hearing from the elder apostle. It was elder apostle Tahar. Get your ass out there was the words he used. And the fear of the Lord compelled me to make a sign in the little town that I'm in. Nobody was out there. I made a sign and I went out there in '09 and started doing the work, to the best of my ability. And so here I am, I'm doing the work, and I'm watching the videos, I'm learning. This is early. And so a few years later, had to be 3, maybe 4 years later, I'm just doing the work, And a couple of brothers came up, right? 2 from LA and 1 apparently was from here, but I think he was going up to San Francisco. And so I met these brothers and we came together. And shortly after we met, then this guy Yakal, I know him as Yakal. I don't know him as Yawakal. I don't know him as Elder. Okay, but this guy Yakal, right, comes, right? He was brought to the camp, and I don't know how, but it was established that he was overseeing this camp, right? When I was just happy to have some brothers. I didn't really know, procedure or what was going on. I remember in those 3 years that I was alone, I went down to LA just to stand in the presence of the prophets, right? And I was overwhelmed. There were so many brothers out there in one camp, and it was raining and it was cold. And so I stayed at the camp, and then the camp was over, and I didn't know any better to make contact with, I believe it's the elder Moatazak, I believe. He was speaking. He was doing the majority of the speaking, and he spoke right at me, asked me who I was, and I did what I could to salute. And I was waiting, for the camp to be over, and maybe I was going to say something, but the camp went on and went on, and then it was cold, it was raining, and as soon as they excused the camp, they did the salute, and everybody just broke their own way. And it was, it was kind of confusing. So I just got out of there. I didn't think, too much. I didn't know any better than to make contact or anything. It was so early on. It had to be like 2010, you know. So anyway, uh, the day those brothers came up, it was a joyful day. So I guess we started, getting things in order, and as to, the protocols of GMS, because I didn't really know what it meant to be in a camp other than doing what I was doing before I met those brothers. And again, your call was introduced as basically overseeing our camp, right? I said, okay, well, let me just get in line and be a good soldier. I'm gonna be a good Indian, you know. I don't have to be the chief. I'll be a good Indian, and I'll show these guys how obedient and subservient I am to them. I don't have to be, I was considerably older than everybody. I believe at the time I was 40, I don't know, 48. So, and I guess that means nothing or whatever. So, we're just doing the thing. And then immediately there was turbulence, right? As to who was going to be the leader of the camp, as to where we were going to hold camp and things of that sort. And so, of course, they went up the chain of command, and we would, cast lots and uh, you know, try to get things in order. So I noticed right away that there were problems. There were problems with if we would cast a lot and the lot came out and nobody agreed with it. I'm like, can you actually do that? Can you refuse? There were things that were going on that I'm like, that's not, how things are done. Okay. And it was weird, right? And then suddenly, because, and of course, everybody sees things the way that they see them. Okay. But the way that I saw them was there wasn't a whole lot of truth uh, going along with, the procedure and the rules and the laws that are in the scriptures. There was a lot of bullshit, right, going on. And so I noticed that, and I said, well, you just be the best you that you can be. And I don't want this to go on, but basically what happened is I wound up getting kicked out because of something that I knew was patently false, right? So it was false witness. There's a bunch of backbiting going on, and I'm like, this, something is not right about this whole situation. And the reason that I got kicked out is is beyond me. The reasons were, and there were no other reasons. Okay, the reasons I got kicked out was for being a homosexual and a cross dresser. Okay, and this was determined because of what I do or what I've done. What was my occupation pretty much throughout my life. I've played music and um, done the whole entertainment thing. And there have been times where, a rock star puts on rock star duds and does what a rock star thinks he has to do. So, I was accused of, because of the way that I was dressed, and this is all prior, these pictures and the proof that was put on me that I was a cross-dresser. Here it is, I'm wearing pants, right? Never wearing anything that pertains to a woman. They might, oh, your pants are too tight or whatever. What was being said, it was determined that I was a cross-dressing homosexual, which there's absolutely no truth to that whatsoever. So, and being in this occupation for many, many years, you can determine real quick who is what they call a hater. You can spot a hater a mile away in this rock star shit, if you will, right? And the rock star shit, fuck that. You understand? The moment that that I came in, into other men's labors, if you will, I understood that, you basically have to make a choice in this thing of what you're about and what you're going to do. And, you know, Lord willing, I'm still in this truth. It's been about 15 years, so it's obvious what I chose. Okay. And yes, I still go to work. I still, do those same things. And I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that the truth is first and foremost. And then after that, I got to go to work. So anyway, um, there was a hate demon that was prevalent, right? And I didn't understand what was going on. And then, so I get kicked out for nefarious reasons, but basically on some false witness shit. And I'm like, can you do that in the truth? I was dismayed. I was completely taken aback. And I'm like, how does this fit into the truth? And I didn't understand, right? And it fucked me up, and I didn't know how to move forward, right? And I know I'm talking a lot. So anyway, long story short, because when I came into the truth, it kind of happened on, by myself. So I'm like, well, I'll just get back out there and do what the hell I was doing before I met anybody. And so that became my mantra. And Philippians 2 and 12, work out your own salvation, became my mantra, right? Just do this, and, you'll worry about, it'll work itself out, kind of thing. So anyway, I wanted to say a couple of things. It turned out that this guy you call was in everybody's ear, and he was making shit up. The 6 things, and we'll get the 6 things that the Most High hates, but that's what this guy was, right? And I knew that then. This is in 2012, I knew, okay? And then in 2013, when I got kicked out, I knew for sure, right? So anyway, long story short, what ended up happening is I was strengthened to have to endure all of that, right? And it went on for years. It went on for years. And I didn't, I had no contact with anybody. I had contact with one brother, right? And because of his association with the occult, he was, you know, he wasn't as old as me. He wasn't as resilient as me. And that brother's still in there, doing what he's doing right now. And Lord willing, he's of the elect and he makes it all the way onto the chariot. But, he had a hard time. And because of that, because of his association with the occult, he was basically a Yakal Jr. for a long while. And any association that I had with him, I saw Yakal, right? And so this went on, and I tried to befriend the brother, and I tried to, because the brotherhood is such a big factor that you don't want to get that wrong, right? So I went out of my way above and beyond the call of duty because I don't, that's what you don't want. You don't want to not be a brother to your brother. So, 70 times, 7 times do you forgive your brother. So, and I'd like to say that that brother and I are as strong as we've ever been at this point. So anyway, let's get some scriptures. This is Ecclesiastes, Slakia, Sirach 2, start at the top. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, the tests. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure it, and make not haste in the time of trouble. See, had I known all of this then, which, it doesn't, some of the scriptures, but until they, until they're needed to explain a situation, they don't hit home like this does, right? Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And this is beautiful, pertaining to the situation with Wiley, okay? And he is Wiley, all right? The dude is Wiley, okay? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. That thing right there, okay? You hold these words, right? When you're struggling to stay in, you're struggling to get your footing, right? To get your sea legs back after having been, having them knocked under you. It took years. It took years to build and to get back, But anyway, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So anyway, I'm gonna try to keep it short. I'm gonna use this brother. I believe his name is Ayash, and I think he's from Miami, if I'm not Tampa or Miami, because these things started coming out. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna do one or not. I have something to say, but my story isn't as important as the brother in question that I'm talking about, and I'm gonna let him decide whether he wants to say anything or not, and I'm going to try to stay out of his way. But I do have to make reference to him because he's part of this whole situation that pertains to me. Anyway, so I queued this up to what there was in this video here. There's 37 minutes. There's so many things that are hitting the nail on the head. But I could have broke down the whole. It would have took 4 hours for me to scrutinize this whole thing and agree with the things that are being said here that I didn't know about, because I left this thing alone a long time ago. For me, it was I had to unplug, disengage from the whole situation, right, and focus on myself, right. So anyway, when you hear these things of what was going on throughout all these years, you're like, wow. So I was right, and wow, this dude is really, really got, really psychological problems when you hear this, because he is such an eloquent, speaker, and the way that he presents himself. I remember when I was trying to defend myself, this guy was he was pulling out precepts and crushing me. I'm like, it would be better for me to just stand the hell down and don't even try to defend yourself. Just stand down and go regroup, right? You'll learn. You'll get better at this, because that dude was good. He was good at what he was doing. And what he was doing, he was using the word deceitfully, and he was a master at it, okay? And I'm like, okay, well, the Most High is going to resurrect this. It'll just take some time, so just be patient. And there was a couple of times when I'm like, oh, he's going down. And you get all excited that he was about to go down. And then it wouldn't happen. I'm like, what's going on? And then you have to reflect and say, okay, so why do you want this to happen? Why are you getting charged? And then you learn from that. So all these years that this has been going on, I've been waiting for it. You learn that you're not supposed to be waiting for it. You're supposed to be praying for him. You're supposed to be, you work out your own salvation. Don't worry about this guy. Whatever the Most High is going to do with this guy, he's going to do. All right? And let's get this real quick. All right? This is 1 Kings 22 and 23. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. So the Most High has a number of, this is the brother right here, right? He's calling me, and hopefully he sees this. Let's see, let me send him a little. Yeah, before I post this, I'll call him back. But yeah, the Most High, he's got angels on the left and the right that he could send after you. And after you learn these things, right? All these things were written for our learning. And then you learn, oh, okay. So the Most High was testing me through this guy. He put a lying spirit, a demon on this guy. And that's what it was. And then I got kicked out. Are you going to hang? Are you going to stay? What are you going to do? Right? And I'm droning on. So anyway, this should come out here, right? And, that's what you have. The Most High, it's all the Most High's plan. So anyway, I thought that this was very, very important that this be said because this was what this guy was sent to do. All right? And it happened to me. This is why I know that the Most High put a demon on him, and this was the mission that he was charged with. Let's listen to this, brother. He's going to say it twice, right? And the incident that he's talking about is in 2016. I went through what I went through in 2012, 2013. So this guy's what he was selected to do. All right. Now listen close. Again, this is GMS Fired Up 144, 19 hours ago. His 2 cents on your call is what I know him as, NONSTOP on the block. This is a NONSTOP world tour of Wickedness is what it is. It's a wicked NONSTOP tour. Anyway, let this guy talk. I believe his name is Osh or Ayosh. Take it away.
They're just telling us all the bugged out shit this guy was doing on the ride down from Tampa to Miami. His whole plan was to get people kicked out.
His whole plan was to get people kicked out. When he said that, see, he said so many things in this video. There was a couple of videos there just hitting the hammer, hitting the nail on the head, and I'm like, wow. Had I known all of that stuff, I would have, I don't know how I would have acted 10 years ago. Okay? But to hear it all now, you look back and you're like, okay, the Most High was just testing, right? So I'm going to let him say that again. And then he's going to reiterate it, that his job was to get people kicked out. That's what he was sent for. Until he got kicked out, I was waiting. I'm like, he can't do that, and the Most High is going to get him in the end. Well, guess what? We have to be at the end. We have to be at the end at this point. All right? Let him say it again. Take it away.
To Miami. His whole plan was to get people kicked out. Yeah, one brother that was visiting us the same day from the next camp up West Palm Beach, trying to say the brother is a agent, this and that. That was his whole thing. This guy's an agent. That's an agent. Hey, that's an agent. But he had like a hard on, like he was really in the spirit of Satan. His whole thing was to get brothers kicked out or to get brothers in trouble. Like he really wanted to do that.
There it is, right there. And I was called an agent. I was called all kind of things. Right? Oh, you're an agent. You're an agent. Right? Because I used to go. Me and the brother used to go up to San Francisco and do the work with the San Francisco brothers, right? And some whatever happened, right? I knew that guy was the culprit because he was a hater. He was a classic hater, and then he had turned the two younger brothers from LA. He turned them on me, and then they went out and did a little witch hunt. Before you know it, I was getting kicked out. I'm like, what is really going on here? It was all false witness, right? But that's what I wanted to come out, that his job was to get people kicked out. Okay? Right, back to this. 1 Kings 22 and 23. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord has spoken evil concerning thee. Okay, so, and not, this is talking about a number of prophets, but just showing that the Most High could put a demon on you, right? Like he told Satan to go jack up Job. Well, this guy, right, Wile E. Coyote, the Most High conscripted him to do what? To go out and try to get people kicked out, right? And I was kicked out, right? I was kicked out, And I knew, that it was some bullshit. It was, uh, for the wrong reasons. That emboldened me. I'm like, I'm still in this thing because what they're lying. They made that shit up. It's all bullshit, right? I know I'm not those things. Just keep plugging. The truth will come out, right? So anyway, these six, spell it, things. Here we go. Let's get this. Because these are just Wile E. Coyote. These are Wile E, right? Where does it start? 616, I believe. All right, here we are. These six things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. So really there's 7. A proud look. That dude is proud. A lying tongue. He's a liar. And hands that shed innocent blood. I know for a fact he murdered my brother, my Ak, right? In this truth, right? I know for a fact he murdered him mercilessly. And the things that are now being said were told to me by this brother years and years and years ago. And now it's all coming out. And a heart that deviseth wicked imagination. When I'm hearing that this guy, I'm not King David, what? That dude was saying shit like that? Feet that be swift in running to mischief. And here we go. Here we go. The 7th, right? A false witness. Yeah, I'm a homosexual and a cross-dresser. I don't think so. And anybody that had anything to do with that, right? If you let the blind lead you into the ditch, what you need to do is be out there repenting. You need to repent of that. Everybody does. And I know the brother that I'm speaking about, I know he repented, and he and we're straight. Okay? But anybody that got led into that ditch, I'm praying for you because I'm commanded to pray for you. Right? Even Wile E. Okay? Which I might go into at the end, Lord willing. And he that soweth discord among brethren. The Most High hates that, but he sets you up to do that. This is that guy right here. All of them are, but this is Wile E, a false witness, right? That speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord. That dude is a master of sowing discord. Okay, and that's my story about this dude. All right, what must I do? That despitefully, and see, it's not so much. It's not even about him. It's about what you do with it. Use you. Not coming up. Salaki, let me look it up on my phone. Bear with me while I do this. Yeah, it was crazy, and I mean, you reflect on that every day. It doesn't just go away, you know. There it is. Salaki, let me see. Matthew 5. Why didn't it come up right there? Now, see, we have instruction in this thing. You can't just, you know, really, you just have to be, you got to humble your way through this thing. And these are the things that I learned, you know, because they're going to lie. They're going to, you got to be tough skinned in this thing, right? You have to be. And I mean, it took years to get through this, right? And I think at this point, you know, I was meant to, you know, to be there for my brother, you know, and try to see to it that, you know, he don't fall out and that he, you know, that we both make it the fuck up out of here. This is Matthew 5:44. But I say unto you, love your enemies. This is in the truth. This is uh, the circumcision. This isn't, you know, it's in Israel, and then it's in, you know, who is my brother? Them that do the will of Yahweh Shemishah. And that guy you call Wile E. Coyote, he is out there. He is nonstop, okay? So you have to be careful how you deal with that dude, because if he repents and he's cool, and then where does that leave you? So, I mean, you can't just move emotionally. You can't just move. You have to be circumspect. You have to sit back. I spoke to the brother. I'm like, are you going to do a video? I said, I'm going to sit back and wait for a minute, right? And now the apparently the spirit is on, so I'm going to do my best. And if anybody does a video, if that brother right there does a thorough video, that's pretty much going to, you know, be enough said. Because that brother is still in this truth, you know. As far as I know, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that brother's still in the truth after all that has been done to him. And I mean by Wile E. You know, that dude is really a piece of shit, and he does need to be prayed for. If he's of the elect, the Most High forgives him, which is what we have to do. You have to forgive him. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you. He's a hater. I knew he was a hater right there. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute. We have, this is what you're supposed to get out of that, right? After years and years and trying to be a wise old man, because I am old, right? But this is Proverbs 1 and 7. Okay. Proverbs 1 and 7. I mean, hey, this ain't no game, man. This is super chess, and don't play yourself. Proverbs 1 and 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Don't be a fool. Don't despise what? Instruction. What are your instructions? Go back. You're instructed to do what? Here's your instruction. But I say unto you, Matthew 5 and 44. But I say unto you, love, here's your instructions, right? Most High, you're being tested, right? Prepare thyself. Where is it? Prepare thyself for temptation. Okay? What are your instructions? Love your enemies, bless them that curse you. This is Wile E. You gotta love that dude, right? Meaning exercise the precepts, right? Keep the law, exercise the precepts on that dude. Bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. That's Wile E. Okay? So, right? And what's the one that says, if you don't forgive, you won't be forgiven? Okay? And forgiven doesn't mean that he gets a pass, right? That's the Most High. The Most High is going to judge him, right? The Most High is the recompenser, if you will. Forgive. Let me see. Let me see if I can find forgive, lest you not be forgiven. Let me see. Matthew 6. We're still there. Oh, what is it? Matthew 6. I don't think I can get there. Let me see. How do I get there quick? 6:14. Bear with me. Up. Okay, start at 14. This is Matthew 6 and 14. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. Even evil Steve, right? But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. So you got to be careful. As much damage as this guy has done, right? And he did real psychological damage. Okay? Not so much to me, right? Because I was older and wiser, right? So I'm expected to deal with it, as an adult, as a grown ass man. If I was like 48, 47, 48 years old when this went down, right? I believe that's what it was. Yep. 12 years ago. So, I have no excuse, but some of these younger cats that, haven't been through or don't have that old, testing, if you will, they might not be able to, you know, to get through some of the hardship that sort of behavior brought to bring you to the instruction. Here's the instruction. So you have to be a doer of the word, right? It's not even about him. The Most High is the one that did that, right? He just set evil Steve up to do it. Evil Steve planted a demon, clearly a demon. When you hear the story, it's like, damn, that dude. And how was his run so long? Well, the Most High put him in the game for as long as and he's still, we're still dealing with this situation. All right, so I don't know how to get out. Um, God, you have to forgive him, right? And wash your hands of it, right? You got to wash your hands of it. Whatever's, vengeance belongeth unto who? You can't revenge yourself on this guy. Vengeance is mine. Oh, Hebrews. It's all Hebrews. Is that what I'm looking for? Let's see. So, hey, you got to forgive him, man. Um, Hebrews 10 and 30. For we know him that hath, for we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people. So you let Yahweh Shem Yahushai deal with evil Steve, right? But this did have to come out, right? What did he think? It wasn't gonna. And I mean, he don't know when they say he don't remember some of the things. Then it's just a spirit, you know. It's just a spirit. So yeah, let me see. That shall not come abroad. Be revealed. Is this it? Luke 12 and 2. Right. So you just got to be patient. It's coming. Luke 12 and 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Let me read this in the NLT. The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. And we're in that time right now. All right. So, yeah, just follow the instructions to get through these tests. All right. You're going to be tested, right? Follow the instructions and you'll make it, right? Uh, I must say that this is what allowed me to be here. And Lord willing, I'm still in this thing. And Lord willing, I'll see it through to the end. But let's see, this is Philippians. Um, yeah, because I felt like I was alone for a long time, and really, this is what the Most High wanted from me. He's like, look, when it comes right to, because when he sent me out there, alone. I was just, I was just scared, right? Well, get your ass out there. Made a sign, went out there. Um, Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. And here it is. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right? For it is the Most High which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Okay, so this became my mantra. Hey, dude, just, you got this. All right? Just get in there, put your head down and get in there and work and be humble. Okay? Just be humble, and I have a tendency, to come off as proud. So you work on these things. You do what? You work that out. You work these things out where you think you might have a problem. Say, well, what happened? What was it about me that the Most High sent this demon after me about? What was it? Oh, well, you gotta tone that shit down, right? So anyway, I'm gonna end on this since I don't know where to end. See, Ecclesiastes 12. 12 and 13, yep. And I hope, I hope this lesson was edifying. And, I hope it uh, spurs the brother on. I mean, I don't know where he would start and where he would end with this particular subject, but, I pray for that brother. He's a good brother. And it just so happens that this is the test that the Most High put on both of us, really. So anyway, this is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, one of my favorite. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Boom! For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Even sending evil Steve, okay? Because evil Steve got to pay for that. Even though he's the Most High's messenger and doing the will of the Most High, right? Am I King David? Wow. Now it's all confirmed. So, and the brother should feel vindicated, with what he went through and where we're at right now. I know that this is a shiny day for him, right? And I love that brother, and I'm proud of you. I don't know if that's the right choice of words, but I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you that you're right here, right now, and that this day finally came. And I hope that, you can move forward, into the crazy time that is about to come. We need this, We need this moving forward. And we are at the end. See, it ain't, I got to grab this. 1 Peter 4. And I'm going to call it in. 1 Peter 4 and 7, but the end of all things is at hand. How do I know? Because Evil Steve just got finally taken to the carpet. Finally. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So I hope that this lesson was edifying to the body, to the elect, you brothers and few sisters. With that, I'm going to say shalom.